Hi all, welcome to Diversified Finance. My name is Lakal. So today this is the traditional market at cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin and all coins watch. So we do this every Sunday. Before I start, this is not financial advice and I'm not your financial advisor. Please do your due diligence before you start investing because I could be 100% wrong. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get straight back into the charts. Okay, so let's share this one and then go to. So let's have a look at Dow Jones. Okay, let's look at NASDAQ. So last Friday, we've seen like a 3% pump for NASDAQ, which is really good, as you can see here. And then let's not forget NASDAQ, if you look at the RSI, it dropped all the way back down to like oversold levels, and it's slightly recovering and coming back up, and now it's somewhere near 36 or so. So things are looking good in that perspective. So it's a good. It's good that we're seeing some recovery for Dow Jones because Dow Jones and cryptocurrencies and traditional markets are all correlated. So when Dow Jones keeps on going down, we tend to see every other asset class tend to go down with it. So I'm quite happy to see a bit of a relief rally or a day where we've seen 3%. It's not just like a percent or two. Last Friday it was pumped like 3%, as you can see, at 3.13%, which is a good thing. So that's NASDAQ, and then it's coming from oversold levels, right? If you look at the RSI, we've seen this is the RSI for NASDAQ. We've seen it going back all the way up to 78, and now this is the other extreme, right? This is one extreme overbought levels, and now we are at oversold levels, and we're kind of recovering. So we can expect, looking at the past, or if the history is any indication, then we can say the next we could see it go back all the way back up to probably overbought levels, or it at least come back up to like 50, 55 or 60 levels before we see another leg down, right? That's pretty obvious, and it happens so many times, like extreme fear in these levels, oversold levels, then went back up to overbought levels, like where you see extreme greed, right? And then it dropped back to some like probably 52 or so RSI and went back up to overbought levels. So we've seen this so many times. So we can, looking at the history, we can expect this. We would see this again, where would we see RSI going back up to probably 50 or even higher to extreme greed levels or overbought levels, where we see NASDAQ tend to come back at least to retest these levels before we head down a lot lower, right? So that's why buying right now is not a bad thing to do. And I was looking at Rivian, which is like a competitor to Tesla. So last Friday night or like Thursday night, I bought some Rivian just to see what happens, and then I'm planning to hold it for long term. Rivian is, let me just try to find Rivian somewhere over here. Yeah, Rivian is like a competitor to Tesla, right? So their price is like really low at the moment. As we look at as we already seen the correction we're having for Nasdaq, Rivian shares dropped a lot as well. So I thought will better add some, like, that we are seeing like oversold levels. Yeah, I can't see the chart, right? I can't find the chart over here, but it's okay. So that's just some additional information. Anyways, yeah, so NASDAQ looks like we are recovering from oversold levels. That's a good sign. And then let's look at Dow Jones, it's same scenario for Dow Jones, dropped, and then the RSI dropped to oversold levels. Now we are kind of like on a recovery, which is not too bad. That's Dow Jones and Nasdaq. And let's see one more thing before we look at Bitcoin chart. I want to look at the DXY, right? So this is very important. So this is the US dollar. So US dollar made a double bottom here and it was going up. This is like uptrend, but this is a good sign because we are seeing on the price, like it made a higher high. US dollar made a higher high over here, right? And then it break above these levels and then it made a higher high somewhere near 97, 98 right now. But if you look at the RSI, we are seeing a bearish divergence on the RSI. So RSI is kind of going down compared to this high, but the price is a lot higher. That means we might see US dollar will drop and then come back to retest this level. So if we are lucky, it might drop even lower and go back down to these levels if we are lucky. And this is on the daily chart. And then even in these areas, there's a lot of resistance, so it's not going to be easy for the US dollar to break above these levels. So this could be like the first test, and we might see it drop back to 96, or it could come all the way back down to these levels and probably stay there for some time, and it might try to like break above this area and probably break above, I would say, like 98 or 100 or so. So weaker US dollar, that's all we want to see. We don't want to see strong US dollar. So whenever we see strong US dollar, we tend to see share market has to go down compared to US dollar. Not just the share market, Bitcoin is not good for Bitcoin either, and not good for Bitcoin, gold and silver. Yeah, so as I like mention every week, gold and silver, something that you need to have in your portfolio, which is very important. And gold this is the gold versus silver ratio. So last week, this RSI dropped to oversold levels, where that's when we're supposed to buy a lot of gold. Like, that means compared to silver, gold is looking cheaper. But right now, given that the RSI has picked up and gone back about like 60, closer to 60, now it's looking like it's a good time for us to add silver to our portfolio. So silver is cheaper compared to gold right now. Regardless, these physical metals are very important. We need to allocate at least 10 to 20% of our portfolio for long term, because as I said, everything is online, like your bank account, our bank account is online, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, share market, everything's online. If some weird scenario, right, where we cannot access internet, like some cyber attack or something similar to that, then gold and silver will be really valuable, because we would not have any access to anything electronic, right? So online we won't be able to access any of them. So that's why, like, every single day I will remind you, gold and silver is very important. Physical assets, we should have them at least 10 to 20% of our portfolio. Yeah, so let's look at the Bitcoin price chart right now. So like overly, like compared to last Wednesday, things are looking a little bit better. So we had to go day by day or week by week. So this is the daily chart. So let me just get rid of this and I can keep it. Okay, let's go to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so on the 4-hour, we can see this right here. So we are seeing a ascending triangle, right? So where we see it's gradually going up. So this is a bullish pattern, right? So 70 to 80%, 75% chance that will break towards the upside. So if that happens, so if that happens, we can expect Bitcoin to go from this is the breakout point. So let me clone this. And I can take that and then put it over here like that. So when the breakout happens, we could expect Bitcoin to go all the way closer to like 44,000. if we see like a proper breakout. It's not going to happen like straight up. It's not going to go like that. I don't believe it's going to do that. Rather, we would see just break above like that and then come back to retest, and then we would see trying to go back above and then might find resistance somewhere here and then come back down again and then something like that. So it takes some time. And when it's above 44, and then let's not forget there's a lot of resistance in this area. So for example, this area, there's a lot of resistance. So it's not going to be easy for it to break, but eventually I would believe, like, if there's buyers, there's enough buyers to push it a lot higher, would be able to break this level. So let me just make sure we can see this properly. Yeah, so this level right here, as you can see. So there's a lot of resistance. If we break above, the first target is to break above like 30, about 38,500, right? And if we break that and then come back and retest, then the next level would be around 41,000 to 43. So if we break this level as well, the things are looking good. That means we can expect a lot higher prices in the future. So let me be very clear. Like given that we are coming from oversold level. So this is the 4-hour chart. So it's kind of like going back up to overbought levels. But if we go back to the daily chart, see, we are not far away from oversold levels, right? So we dropped to about like 20 and now we are at somewhere near 37. So we got a lot of room to go higher, but it'll take some time. We need like maybe weeks, months for us to see Bitcoin at higher prices. So I'm expecting a recovery, but I'm not expecting like Bitcoin to go like to 100K in like 5, 6, 7 months. Like we might see that towards the end of this year or maybe early next year. But what I'm expecting to see right now for Bitcoin to go back above 50,000, like in few months, right? Maybe by March or April, I would like to see Bitcoin probably slowly recover from these areas and then consolidate for some time and then trying to break above these levels, consolidate, and probably go above like 53 or above 50K first and then closer to 53. Like 50,000 is the big level. And then if we see Bitcoin tends to consolidate in this area, like above 50K or 53K, and that's exactly what we want to see. So we want to see Bitcoin break above first like 38,500 and consolidate for some time, then breaks above 41,000 to 43, and then we have levels like 46,850, and then 0.5 Fibonacci would be like around 51,000. So when it gets above 50,000, and then if it heads towards 55,000 and then consolidate in this area above 50,000, if it consolidate, it could be between 50 to 53,000, or could be about 53, or between 53 to 55K. If we consolidate for some time, that will be really good for all coins. Then I would expect like to see a massive all season, because looking at most of the altcoins, right, it looks like most of the altcoins have been in a bear market since May last year. So all we want to see Bitcoin, but for us to see an altcoin season, we want to see Bitcoin at higher prices, like above 50,000 or above 52 to $53,000. And if it consolidates in this area, that'll be perfect for us, especially for altcoins, because we hold a lot of altcoins. Then we see like a massive altcoin rally for Bitcoin, for altcoins, if Bitcoin stays above 52. And one more thing I want to mention, they also, I've seen there's another scenario where we might see Bitcoin like recover from this area because it's at oversold levels, right? We might see like if we are really lucky, there could be a chance that we might see it just could go all the way back about like 69,000 to like 72,000, right? So if we draw a line, so this is the bullish case, right? I'm not expecting this to happen, but there's a probability this could happen. So if we draw like a line like that and make adjust it properly, yeah. So there could be a scenario. So from this high to this high, it took about 208 days, right? So it's about divided by 30 is like 6 months, like 6 months. So there could be a chance. So the scenario number one is what we expect, like Bitcoin to go above 52,000, above 50,000 first, then above 53,000 and consolidate around this area before we see a leg down, back down to like retest 25K. This is the first scenario number one. Scenario number two, if we are really lucky, there's also another chart pattern where I've seen like a lot of YouTubers talking about, where we see Bitcoin tries to go above like 69,000 to probably about like 72 also. And it'll be the same thing, right? Then we'll see a lot of YouTubers are talking about 100K Bitcoin in a month or so. And then it'll be the same thing what we see, what we have gone through in December, another bigger correction, 50% correction. And we might not see 100K until the end of this year, right? So this could happen as well within the next 3 to 4 months. There's a possibility this could happen. So, but given that we want to see all coins at higher prices, the first scenario is what I'm give the first is the probability of first scenario is happening could be probably 50 to 60%. The chance of this happening could be like 30%, 30 to 40%, right? But I'm not betting so much on this one, right? But there's a possibility this could happen, because if it goes above 69,000, it'll be same as what we've seen before. Like everybody will be like 100K Bitcoin in a couple of months, and then we see like another 50% correction. It might not happen. So either it goes up to 52 and consolidate in that area, or if we are lucky, if we are really lucky, it might consolidate a little bit longer in this area, and then go probably in 6 months or so, in 4 to 5 months, it could go back up to 72,000. But it doesn't mean we might go to 100K. Right? We might have a bigger correction somewhere over here, come back over here, something like that, and then we might go like to 100. Then we might see 100K probably towards the end of this year or early next year. So my plan, like right now, I want to see Bitcoin. I want to see Bitcoin is above. I won't see Bitcoin above 50,000 or 52,000. That's the first thing I'm looking at right now. And it consolidate in this area for some time. Then that'll be perfect to all coins. We will see like a massive all coins. And there's a reason, like we are due for a massive altcoin season. Why? Like look at most of the altcoins, right? It doesn't matter, you can pick any altcoin. So let's say Con, for example, right? And from it all-time highs since when was it? Since September, right? This one we've seen a higher high, like a parabolic top later towards 2021. But regardless, from its all-time highs, we are down about. We dropped all the way like what to about like 80%, and now we recovered. It's still at like 77% down. So any coin that you pick, like let's say Telcoin, right, for example. So from its all-time high, so Telcoin had an all-time highs in May 2021, right? So it has been like more than 7-8 months so far, and now it's down about 88%. 80 dropped about like 91%, and I will recover at 87%. So most of the altcoins, like we can pick any altcoin, like most of them are down about like 50%. So that's why I'm expecting to see a massive altcoin season if and only if we see Bitcoin above 50,000, and then about like consolidate among 52 to consolidate among 52 and 53. This is Meta Hero, down about 80%. AI, again the same scenario, right? So this one is down about 96%, right? And then if you look at SLP, so it's down about 97%. So we have so many altcoins that they are down either 70, 80%, or even 90%. Any coin we pick, this is similar for any coin that you pick. So this is XLM. This is the old project, right? But still, we are down about like 75%, right? Look at this. So any old coin you pick, they're down wet. It's a pretty good project as well. Still, doesn't matter how good the project is. The Bitcoin is down, everything, it drags everything down with it. 83%. So and it recovered now by 80%. So any coin you pick, so we can see clearly we are in a all coin bear market. Regardless, Bitcoin made a higher high after 65. Most of the altcoins right now, we can see they are in a bear market. They're going to bear market, 80% down. So last time I've seen this in 2018, right? So we've seen like a parabolic top, and then Bitcoin went from like 1,000 to 20,000, and in 2018 Bitcoin dropped to 30,000. And when Bitcoin drops like 85%, that's when I've seen like all coins down about like 80-90%. So we are somewhere near like 2019-18 levels, right? So that's why even if you look at the RSI for any of these altcoins, they oversold, massively oversold. So hopefully we'll see Bitcoin goes above 52 and stays there for consolidate for some time. Then we'll see like one of the there's some altcoin season that we've never seen before. It will be epic. So those are the altcoins. So I recently at even this coin, which is Wild the World, I added some today. This coin right here. See, this is a pretty good project. Like we looked at it the other day. You can go and double check on CoinMarketCap, and if you look at this one, from it all-time highs, it's hit like $7.77, and since then it down about 82% and recovered a bit, still down 80%. So I mean, if anyone's expecting to buy altcoins right now, this is the time to buy altcoins when things are like down about like 80%. We can buy things at a 80% discount. And looking at the RSI, look at this. We are buying these coins at RSI at 30, right? This is the perfect place like for us to accumulate for long term. Yeah, so these are the coins. I mean, all coins, anything as we seen, anything is down about like 80% or so. Yep, so that's that. And one more thing I want to mention regards to interest rate hikes. Let's say Federal Reserve said they're going to have like 4 interest rate hikes in this year, and then the first one would be in March. What if we get closer to March and then they might change their idea and say, okay, looks like things are not looking good, so we instead of 4 interest rate hikes, we're going to have only 2. If they say that and they start printing more money, then we will see massive pump for all coins, right? And all coins, and for Bitcoin, and even for traditional markets. Nasdaq, Dow Jones will pick up and go a lot higher, because then they'll start printing more money. When there's so much inflation, people got nowhere else to go rather than put their money into these speculative assets like Bitcoin and then share market, things like that. And on the other hand, if they say, okay, they already mentioned they're going to have 4 interest rate hikes. If they're going to start increasing interest rate in March, and then if they do it exactly as per what they said early this year, that's also could be like a good sign for the economy, right? Because that means they are in a situation where they can increase interest rate because the economy is looking good, right? We know economy is not looking that good, like but this is what they say. So we cannot rely too much on the government numbers because they could be lying. But they might say, oh, there's no problem. We can keep on increasing interest rates because the economy has recovered a lot, whatever they say, and that could also be like a good sign, because if the economy is recovering, that's a good sign as well. So that might make the market go higher as well. But if they change their mind and start printing like somewhere in March, we will see a lot higher prices for Bitcoin, and the share market will turn around and go back up. But we don't need to worry about what the Fed's going to do. Or looking at the market right now, it's pretty obvious. Even Nasdaq, Dow Jones, they just dropped to like oversold levels. It's a good buying opportunity for anyone who wants to invest in traditional markets. Even the Australian share market, a lot of shares dropped a lot. If you look at Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, it's pretty obvious. We are buying right now. We are buying at oversold levels, right? So if history is any indication, it's pretty clear. Whenever we see oversold levels, right, the next we could expect, like, it goes back up to overbought levels, right? So we are here. We are not expecting Bitcoin to go to 100K, but we want to see Bitcoin goes back above 52,000 and consolidate there. And when we see a massive altcoin pump, right, when Bitcoin is up there about 21-week moving average or 200-day moving average, then we'll see a lot higher prices for altcoins. And when that happens, let's not forget, we cannot be greedy, and we can't say, oh, I'm waiting to see 100K or whatever you wanna. I mean, unless you are a long-term hodler, right? You probably accumulate for long term. No matter what happens, you're gonna invest right now for 12 to 24 months. Then you don't need to do much. But for me, what I'm gonna do, given that we've seen this so many times, whenever RSI gets to overbought levels, whenever we see extreme greed, we know, like, sooner or later it's going to come back down to oversold levels or extreme fear levels, right? That means it's not going to stay up there. So if I see a massive altcoin pump along with Bitcoin pumping above 52,000, I'm going to sell 30%, 30 to 40% of my portfolio, or let's say 30% of my portfolio, and take some profit out, just in case, right? And if we see extreme fear level and it goes back down, if we see like a 50% correction, something similar to what we're seeing right now, then we have enough firepower to get back into the market. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm not expecting. So we only want to see Bitcoin goes about like 52 to 53,000. Then when altcoins goes a lot higher, given that most of the altcoins are down like 80%, so we can expect they'll recover, and some altcoins could go a lot higher, right? And they'll probably make new all-time high. So if that happens, we're looking at 10x, like 5x. We can 5x whatever we invest right now, right? There's a possibility it could happen. And having said that, I just wanna have a look at the portfolio that I discussed the other day. I just shared a screenshot of that on Telegram group. So let me just share that as well. Okay, so this is our Telegram chat. So if you go a little higher, so yeah, so this is what we did. We had about like 3,000 AUD, just in case, like, we invested 12,000 at first, like, when the market was down, and we had about like 3,000 set aside just in case, like, to add more if the market went down. And then the market went down, and then we used that $3,000 to buy more Bitcoin. So now we have about 5,000 on that day. We had about like $5,500 worth of Bitcoin, 1,500 worth of ETH, and $1,000 worth of all of these coins like Link, SLP, Wild, Hero, Wet, Tel, Raka, SHIB, likewise. So the total would be like 15,000, and right now it dropped. So this is what it is. So it dropped to about like 12,000 or so. So as you can see here, some of the coins we invested like $1,000. So some of them are down about like 50%, right? Some of them down about like 40% or so. So this is how it goes, right? I mean, you never know, like, this is the same for everyone. A lot of YouTubers, they are down about like 50-60%. And this is normal for everyone. It's not just it's happening to you, right? I mean, yes, you wish you had more money, or you wish you did not buy it like 3-4 weeks ago, and that's something normal, like same for me and same for everyone else. So look at our portfolio, like this is a good example. So we invested $15,000 like AUD. Right now it's dropped to like 12,000. It's not too bad compared to, like, it's not down 50% because we entered like down the bottom. So let's see how this portfolio going to pan out. Like the plan is to make 5x to 10x from this portfolio, because it's a all coin heavy portfolio. We do have a bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum, about like 50%, 44 to 50% in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then the rest is like the cheap old coins, like which are down so much. And even after we buying them, they dropped a lot, right? But still it's okay, right? We just hold it, and that means we're not going to put any more, not going to risk any more money on it. Like the target is like invest 15,000, and let's see, we would be able to make like 5x or 10x in the coming few months. Like in 3 to 4 months, we'll keep an eye on this portfolio as well. So I just want to mention that as well. And that's that. Yeah, so I think that's it from my end so far. Do you guys have any questions you can ask right now regards to the charts or anything else? If you have any questions, you can ask right now. If not, we can call it a day. Okay, then. Thank you guys for your participation. So we're going to have a similar Zoom session where we're going to discuss only Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So I'll see you all on Wednesday. Thanks for your time. I'll see you. Bye. See ya.